In this video, we are going to do the Azure portal walkthrough so that you know few things to get started easily. Alright, I logged into the Azure portal at portal.azure.com. That is what you can see here. And this is how the home page is. Once you logged into the portal, this is the kind of experience that you will have. On the left hand side, you can see the menu bar, right? This menu bar option, you can pin it or you can unpin it, depends on you. This is the way you can collapse it or you can expand it as well, right? When you log in first time, you may not see so many services pinned there on the menu option, and you can do that just by visiting all services, and let's say a specific service that you want to pin, such as like Azure AI Studio, you just hit this particular favorite bar. Once you do that, then at the bottom you can see that here that service is basically pinned to the menu bar, right? That is how you can see that most of them is added. Otherwise you can hardly see, I think until help and support, something like that. The rest of the services that you see below help plus support is something I pin to the menu bar option. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing is that as and when you visit the service, that service will be pinned here as well. Not many, just I think 7 of them, 8 of them that you see most of the time, right? This particular part you can use basically to get on the some kind of like a learn pages or understand about the service more in detail, right? This is something that you can use for the learning purpose, right? And here, as and when you basically interact with some Azure resources, you can see them on the dashboard coming here, so that you know exactly this particular RG last viewed is 18 hours ago, right? Another thing is that top you can see this is Cloud Shell, this is notification, this is a gear icon where you can select the directory. You might have access to multiple directory, and this is how you do the switch so that you can use the single Azure portal, right? To navigate to the other directory. Then you can see help option, support and troubleshoot. This is your like a credentials, like this is the user that you logged in with the directory details, right? And you can use basically sign in with a different account as well, right? So this is where you can sign out and sign in once again, right? What else? I think this is the another section that you might be interested in. This is where you can do the layout setup and the appearance, right? The one that I selected is a dark mode. This is the one, but if you want light mode, you can select like this, collapse or fly out, all those kind of menu behavior, right? Theme, all those things you can select from here. Let's go back to the home screen again. You can see the dashboard. This is where you can go ahead and create your own dashboard. Let's see what we get here. There are few Azure supplied dashboard as well. If you feel that makes sense for you, you can just go ahead and select the dashboard, or you create your custom dashboard. Let's see whether we can go ahead and create the dashboard. This is how we create secure vantage asset inventory. That is what we will name it, and we will say submit. We are using a inbuilt template, and this is how that experience will be. You can see that within my tenant, there are only 3 resources in this particular subscription, and this is how you can see. Let me click this. Okay, this is how you can see basically the experience of the dashboard. Sometimes it's very useful when you want to monitor some specific resources because they are critical, so you can just come to the dashboard and get the details as quickly as possible. Another thing is that here you can share the dashboard, right? You can clone the dashboard. or you can go ahead and delete the dashboard, right? If you don't want it, you can go ahead and delete, and this is the default dashboard that you get, right? That is how you make use of the Azure portal. um, every service that you interact with is basically available, through the Azure portal. There could be some situations, where you have to hop onto the other portal, but intention of those portal could be little different at that particular point of time, right? It's not an Azure portal as such actually, but whatever the services that you interact with the Azure, this is where you can make use of, right? Come to the Azure portal, select the service, and if you have appropriate rights, you would be in a position to basically deploy that service or work with that service, right? Or see all the resources or resource group within your tenant, or whatever the subscription for which you got access, right? If you got many subscription, this is where you can go to the subscription blade. You'll come to know that your subscription name, subscription ID, which role that you got, right? And how much you spending on that subscription. Sometimes this is the easy way to find out the cost that you're consuming, or you can go to the cost management, and this is where you can pull out, right? Some details about your consumption, right? Microsoft Enter ID is another service that you might interact most of the time. So you can come to the menu option, something like that, and select the details, whatever that you want to see, such as number of users, right? Azure Monitor, virtual networks that you got, storage account that you got, load balancer that you got, right? Within the subscription, everything that you can check through the Azure portal. So it's very user friendly, very easy to use it. You just need to have some understanding of making use of some of the, I think, things that comes with the portal, such as like some customization dashboard, right? Those are the things, is a kind of like a extra learning that you need to build. Otherwise what it comes, it's like a very user friendly. That's all about the portal.